Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the worst of thieves are those that steal from their prayers. And it was asked, Ya Rasulullah, how do people steal from their prayers? And he said that it is when people do not perform their bowing or their prostrations properly. So make sure, brothers and sisters, that you perform all actions properly when you pray your salah.
I am done with people who create videos about Islam and lie about Islam. This creator here who talked about polygamy, he said that polygamy is haram, amongst other things in his video. He even acknowledges it was wrong. So I told him, delete the video. Like, you know you said something wrong, just delete the video. His reply was, don't tell me what to do. If you say something wrong, delete the video, remake it. One of the major sins is that you speak about Allah which you don't know. All creators on TikTok, if you make a mistake about Islam, delete your video.
رياح هباء فطار القصيد يحاكي الهوى رياح السموم وكف الغيوم تنادي ألا من جلا من البهو هبت رياح هباء.
Mr. Mohammed Mahmood for services to the community in London.
I've just come across a guy who's probably the most beloved man to Allah. He is probably more beloved to Allah than millionaires, trillionaires, billionaires. Look at that. Some of us will look at him and the job he does and despise him. Bus bin collector. Wallahi, if we knew how beloved maybe he is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is success. That there is success.
You can't stand in front of God like a big man. You have to humble yourself. God told Moses to take his shoes off in the Quran when he's speaking to him. Why? Humble yourself. Feel the earth. Sit close to the ground. Put your forehead, put your nose, the most honorable part. What do? We rub it in the ground. Put it in the ground. Why? Allah is telling you, pride is my cloak. That is for Allah and Allah alone. Nobody else. Humble yourself, brothers. You want to be arrogant? You want to be a big man? Like I said last week, go put your face in that fire for 5 seconds. Go put your face in that fire. See how much of a big man you are. In 5 seconds, it's going to destroy your face. In 5 seconds, you'll start frying. You will never be the same face ever again. That honorable face that will make you look good in front of the whole world, it will be gone. And that's why don't ever be arrogant, boys. Wallahi, don't ever be arrogant. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created you weak. You are weak. I am weak. We are all weak. Humble yourself in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is how you will achieve success.
My message tonight is that you have not been forgotten. It has been a very powerful experience to meet you and other Palestinians living in the West Bank and to hear your stories. I hope that through my being here and understanding the challenges you face, the links of friendship and mutual respect between the Palestinian and British people will grow stronger. The United Kingdom stands with you as we work together for a peaceful and prosperous future.
Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. What does jinns look like in a human form? No one can tell you what a jinn looks like in a human form whatsoever. However, there has been narrations that the Prophet ﷺ have said that Allah gave them the power to transfer themselves to look like anything, most likely black dogs, black snakes, black cats, etc. Now, there is some stories of the shuyukh that do ruqya have said that a jinn might look like this, and they give them different shapes. Some even say with goat horns. Others said that a jinn can look like this in this picture, for example. Just giving you an example, like jinn's description in general, like you cannot know how it is unless you see in your dream, or a jinn comes, and shows you himself, which is very, very rare, and it won't happen. So Allah knows best.
Is listening to Mahid Zain haram? Now look, according to this hadith, we know that musical instruments are not permissible in Islam. And Mahid Zain does make music with instruments. However, he usually has the same exact version with vocals only. So if you listen to his songs with instruments, it's not permissible. But if it's vocals only, then it's fine.
Is having a surrogate to carry my husband and I's baby permissible? There's nothing medically wrong with either of us. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, that's good. This is a modern issue that many ulama and committees and scholars have given an official fatwa on. And the short answer is this is not allowed, and this is a munkar. This is a munkar, and it's not allowed, not permissible to do. Even if you have a medical condition, it's not a permissible way to give birth or to get babies. Now, one of the reasons why this is impermissible is because, first of all, it's unfair. How can somebody else carry your baby and go through the hardships of giving birth, and then you just take it? So you don't go through the hardship of pregnancy, but you get the baby for you. And who's the mother? Is it you? Is it her? I mean, she carried it. And subhanAllah, a baby in the womb, it feeds with the mother, and it has that attachment to the mother. So bil'aks, it's very, very important that you carry and give birth to your own babies. Allah Ta'ala.
Living a life that you're complaining about with you and your problems and your complaints and your health matters and your family matters. There are millions on earth who are willing today to take your life completely. They wouldn't mind at all living your life. And you're complaining? Come on, you don't really have problems. You haven't tasted real disaster. May Allah protect us. That's the blessing of Allah. Keep thanking Him. Keep thanking Him, because when you thank Him, you get more. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. The announcement of Allah. He says, if you are thankful, I will grant you increase in the goodness. And if you are ungrateful, even what you have, perhaps punishment may overtake you. May Allah not do that to us. Ingratitude. Be grateful. Allah's given you. Allah's blessed you. Your problems are just a pinprick in the lives of others compared to theirs.
Are you someone who likes spending time in the toilet and scrolling through your phone? As Muslims, we have to be very careful with doing this, because if you are scrolling through your phone on TikTok or Facebook or any social media and the name of Allah appears, then this is not appropriate. So to avoid that happening, the best thing to do is to keep your phone either outside of the toilet or within your pockets. Also, the toilets are a dwelling place for the jinn, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us to say, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal-khaba'ith, to protect ourselves from the jinns. And when you leave the toilet, you say ghufranak. Ultimately, the best thing to do, inshallah, is go in there, do your business and leave as quickly as possible, inshallah.
Miracles of the Quran, Part 1. The word day or yawm in the Quran is repeated 365 times in the Quran, meaning 365 days in a year. That's not all. The word days, or in Arabic it's called ayyam or yawmun, the plural form, is repeated 30 times, which means 30 days in a month. But that's not all. The word shahr in the Quran is repeated 12 times. And what's 12 times in 1 year? 12 months, subhanallah.
You can't fight. You're not designed to fight. You're incapable of fighting. You're incapable of handling. Allahu Akbar!
From gay to straight, alhamdulillah.
Okay, Is it haram to remove mustache hair and thread eyebrows for women? Mustache, it's allowed to remove. Any facial hair for women, allowed to remove. Hair, allowed to remove. Eyebrow, not allowed to remove or pluck. Because there is a specific hadith. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited people plucking their eyebrow hair and shaping it. This of course goes for men and women. Nowadays, even men are doing it. So that's not allowed.
I was going to ask you about your link with him. I sent you to earth. I gave you a brain. I gave you the ability. I sent you messages. I sent you messengers. Did you ever recognize me? I made you. You knew you were coming back to me because everyone else has come back to me. What did you do about it? You knew that you are becoming older and older, and one day you have to leave this world and everybody else will take over. Why didn't you develop a link with me? You knew I was your maker. Why didn't you put your head on the ground and say, oh my maker, you are the highest and the greatest, subhana, Rabbi al-A'la? Why didn't you do that? It's a gift of Allah. Allah is going to question you about everything.